of Rivers State, where they asked that the budget be represented to the Amawule faction of the State Assembly,
and voided the recent local government election conduct.
There is nothing like Amawule faction. When the Supreme Court said the budget should be presented to the properly constituted assembly, which is the authentic leadership of the assembly led by Martin Chike Amewule. But first of all, let's give God the glory, let's give God the honor that today, in the 28th of February 2025, God has able to do it all for everybody, for the interest of the people of the state. I have always said that the will of justice is sluggish, but it will come when it will come. More than 50 months, 60 months, this matter has been laid to rest by the highest court of the land. The only thing that can happen now is for anybody to appeal to God. With an opportunity for you to appeal to God. Supreme Court has made it very clear that you cannot have a democracy without a legislature. The Supreme Court has made it clear, cannot say that the government without a legislature. It is unheard of where anybody will say 3 people will constitute an assembly to make law for the entire state. It's unheard of. It has nothing to do with an individual, whether you like this person's face or not. But it is what is important that can 3 people make law for a state? Not only talk about appropriation. The Federal High Court said, you can't do this. You cannot do it. And therefore, set aside everything they've done. 3 people who screen commissioners, 3 people with all kinds of things. A governor will go and bring down the House of Legislature and will do as if nothing has happened. The arm of government, independent.
The Executive Chairman of Ikwere Local Government Council, with the ruling of the Supreme Court today, and in obeying all laws of our land, I am still the Chairman of Ikwere Local Government Council as pronounced by the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Martin Chikere Amewule. We want to commend our lords of the Supreme Court. Democracy is operated on 2 legs, the Constitution and the rule of law. And today, they have done justice to those. And it is clear to all of our leaders, be very careful of those that advise you. We don't understand how those who have no role to play in our state, the likes of Ugochiere, to come and be interpreting Supreme Court rulings and Court of Appeal rulings. Today, it has been called a shenanigan and it has no place in law. The likes of Ugochiere and his co-travelers should bury their faces in shame. And to say they are anti-democrat and they are no place in our law. We congratulate every Rivers indigene, those living and doing business in Rivers State, that government was not existing before now. But from today henceforth, government has started running in uphold of this judgment. We thank all of you for coming.
Are you going to resume on the office? Yes, with this judgment now, how soon are you going to resume?
We will wait for the directive of the Rivers House of Assembly as pronounced by the Supreme Court. They will give us direction because in the local government law has been operated today. Our original supervisors are the Rivers State House of Assembly, and we wait for their directive.
Good evening and good night.
First and foremost, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist?
That is where I want to start. It's IPOB, because if you say Mazen Namdekan, you are like, IPOB, is he actually a terrorist? That is
Because I don't know why would I say that anybody pleading for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be held as a terrorist.
IPOB is not a terrorist. Neither is their leader a terrorist. Because when you name a group or organization, whatever you may call it, a terrorist, that means it is the leader that is the terrorist, the one that organized it. And if you take a look at the whole thing, what is playing now, you discover that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and he has never participated in anyone, and he can never be. And let me tell you, in case you forget, do you know currently now that the British are giving IPOB members asylum? And if they can openly, this is the second time they are doing that, if they can openly give IPOB asylum, definitely we are not terrorists. Because a country like a British can never welcome terrorist group in their country.
So what do you think make the Northern Coalition group to make that very ugly statement?
This statement.
They even mentioned Peter Obi.
Yes, because anybody that said, they said anybody asking for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. When they say it, don't you see all those Fulani imposed governors
does it
in
mean
the
that
east? Those ones are they asking for the Fulani?
Afenifere that also demanded for the immediate release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Are they also a terrorist?
I am coming, my brother.
The Ndibo, are they also a terrorist?
I don't know.
The Benjamin
Kalu, is he a terrorist? I don't understand. So the thing remains, it is not their fault, but it is the fault of Ohaneze, who's supposed to stand to speak for their people. They are there collecting bribe, supporting evil. It is not their fault. It is the fault of the governors in the east, who's supposed to stand up to do the needful. But they are there being fooled. I don't blame them. That's why they come out to say Obi. Is there any northern person, the Fulani person, that is more educated than Peter Obi? Is there any northern person that is more enlightened than any other person in the eastern region? One stupid elder Fulani man said that it is the poor Igbo that are asking for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra. And I asked him, I replied to him yesterday, now, Oga, you are a fool. How many Igbo children do you see that goes out and beg for food? How many of their children did you see on the streets of Nigeria begging for survival, begging for food? You say they are poor. You that is rich, your children is outside begging for food. Me and you, who better? And you open your dirty mouth. I don't know whether you don't see all these planet teeth. They know they brush mouth. The only person where their house go know how to do clean up. They look at them, see, then just watch them. You understand? You have the audacity to talk when I'm talking. You have audacity to refer me. Do you know the meaning of terrorist? Do you know the meaning of terrorist? Because they are allowed in this country, you that is a total stranger, then you have the guts to call me a terrorist. You have the guts to come and say Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. Who gave you the impetus to do that? Because Nigeria is a country that have admitted as a terrorist country and they welcome terrorists. That is why you people are messing up. Because if it is a country, look at what has happened against C.J. Musa and his cabinet. Don't you see the mess? They have messed them up because of what? This kind of things that is going on in the country. You cannot invite somebody like C.J. Musa and turn him